Okay, guys, I'm gonna level. I did not know that the stream was silent again. The Spotify keeps screwing up. But anyway, it's Tuesday night. I'm Vid. This is Rex Go Dragon, and we're here for some GRLCS Spring 2020 Diamond Shadow Isles Conference Week 5 action.
Yes, after seeing all that stuff from or all the gold cap games Sunday, we're back for some a little more macro play with diamonds. So definitely
Hopefully a little more macro play.
Maybe a couple fiestas in there. This is NA. So.
This is NA. NA, the wild card retirement region. So, we've got 3 games for you. They're in the Diamond chat, but first up, we do have Purple and Black versus Dog with Hat Gang. And if you guys are really good at the end of the stream, we will give you our Shadow Isles conference rankings.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and start with introductions. Starting off with Perp and Black, we have Meteor Hats playing Orin in top side. We have Kyler G playing Kane jungle, Dusker playing the Diana mid, and Archites and as well as Doran playing Aphelios and Nautilus bot lane.
Meanwhile, are we going to see a little bit of an engage? No, the ward's just thrown down there. But we have 2019 offended in the top lane for Dog with Hat Gang, and we've got an engage. Blonde Halfling is going to have to use the Elastic Slingshot to get away. No blood, a little bit of goo. So 2019 offended in the top lane for Dog with Hat Gang. On the Pantheon, we've got Doc in the jungle on Lee Sin, Killering in the mid lane on Syndra, and our bot lane, Vital and Blonde Halfling on the knock-up combo. We've got Yasuo and Zac down there in the bot lane.
Yeah, pretty interesting to see. Not very traditional, but Yasuo can still output a lot of DPS, similar to an ADC, so it'll be just fine. We've seen a little engage. Meteor Hats might be caught here.
Yeah, he does have to run away. 2019 offended is going to get a lot of damage on him, and that is going to mean that the blue will likely be going over to Doc here.
Yes, indeed, and potential looks like Perp and Black will not be leashing for the Kane jungle, since he can do it pretty easily using his what is that called? His the Q, the dash, and then the spin move.
Kane spin.
Yeah,
I have never learned the name of that.
All I know is that all of the Kane's names are like pretty edgy, like Blades End, Umble Trespass.
Oh, Dollar gonna go a little bit far in, but he's not going to be able to find anything other than popping Vital Shield here. Oh, Kyler G going to get zoned off of the blue buff, but Doc's here. They're going to get the hit, the Sonic Strike, or Resonating Strike, Sonic Wave, but it looks like they're just going to have to run off. And it already looks like Dog with Hat Gang is just getting these little incremental trades that are already just pushing Perp and Black further back onto their side of the map.
Especially if we look in the mid side, we're seeing that Killering is doing an excellent job at poking down at Diana. Diana can't really go in until about level 3 if she wants to get some decent trades off. So Killering definitely making use of that, getting the Electrocute proc off too. So
I think he's gotten already 3 Electrocute procs off, and that is going to put Duckster at his final Corrupting Potion. It just is not looking great for the mid lane here of Perp and Black. Perp and Black, of course, is the KSU B team, but now we do see a little bit of an engage. Blonde Halfling going to go far in. He's going to jump onto Arc Heights, but Vital can't quite follow. He's going to get the knock-up onto Dolarum, but it looks like the Dog with Hat Gang bot lane actually comes out on the worse end of that trade.
Well, we're going in again.
Yeah, the re-engage comes in. Kyler G is here. Vital now going to use the Exhaust. He jumps back through. Kyler G jumps. Now he's rooted. It looks like First Blood is going to go over to the Kane.
Yeah, well played by Archites there, making sure he used all of the Severum in the start, so that whenever he switches guns and uses the Q, so then it already has the mark from the Calibrum, so then he can auto and then get the root off from Gravitum right after.
Looking very good already here, and the re-engage on the Blonde Halfling. He might have to flash because Dollarum's doing a lot of damage, but it looks like he's just going to be able to walk away here. But just look at that. It looked a little bit chancy there for the bot lane of Perp and Black, but thanks to a good gank from Kyler G, they are going to get themselves ahead, and the bot lane being double melee is really good for the Kane here.
Yeah, that means he can go basically anywhere other than mid to get red form, and seeing that he took Conqueror, obviously he will be taking the Rost form.
Oh,
And
Doc's here, but doesn't look like they're going to be able to get a gank because Kyler G is coming up just to zone off a little bit. I'm not sure if they have a ward there. Let's check. Nope. No ward, so they do not know. They do not know whether or where the Kayn is here.
not at the moment, but Doc is looking for the mid side for a gank onto Duckster. And not too much happening other than the dragon is going to be spawning soon, so I'd imagine both junglers will be pathing towards that right about now.
Especially since there is a Scuttle Crab to be had there on that bot side. It does look like Doc and Vital are going to team up and take that one down quickly, securing vision there for themselves and their team.
Yep. And we have Archites and Dorum over here looking for an engage. Doc goes in.
Doc goes in, but Kyler G is here as well. Doc going to go very low. Kyler G spins forward. Blonde Halfling zoning 2 on the side. Doc, he just stopped moving. What's he doing there? He's going to go down. Kyler G picks up his second of the game. And now Blonde Halfling does have to run away, but it looks like Duckster is going to go on to Killering. There is no ultimate available here for that Diana no Moonfall, but it looks like the KSUB team here is going to pick up the first dragon of the game.
Yeah, and having Archites having the Infernum as well as the Gravitum means that he'll be pretty good if anyone wants to try to come for a fight. Oh, that sounds a lot better.
Yeah, the volume was a little bit low on the headset, so we couldn't hear ourselves or each other, which just makes me feel more congested than I already am. Ooh, Vital
engage.
barely gets out of it. He might be in trouble because the Gravitum Root plus the Staggering Strikes is going to mean the Vital. Oh, he's so low. The ultimate or the jump coming in from Archites. Archites takes the kill. Blonde Halfling is here. Archites going very low. The Ignite is ticking on him. Now Dalarum on the run. Doc is here. Is this what the doctor ordered? Oh, the intercept, but Dalarum is going to trade his life for it. Now Blonde Halfling goes forward. Doc, can he get one more auto attack? He's slowed. He gets the double kill. Can he find Kyler G? The flash over the wall. Kyler G has the flash available, but he might need it to get away from Killering. Killering going to take the kill with the unleashed power. It's a 3-for-1 trade.
Unfortunate, but well played by Doc and Killering to rotate all the way to the bot side after seeing Vital going down, or noticing that they were going pretty hard in for Vital. Means that it was a pretty safe gank for them to come in. Kyler G seeing the re-engage, and we hope, wow, this is a alright, longer fight going out.
Ooh. Oh, 2019 Offended actually forces the flash. He didn't have the empowered Q available since he had just used the Q. The regular Q. So Mediocre Hats actually trades his flash just to be safe here. Now the ultimates have come out for both sides, which means that this is going to get a lot scarier for Ornn at such low health and no potion stacks.
Yeah, he does have the Bombi Cinder, so he'll be doing a decent amount of damage and still somewhat tanky, but not enough against this Pantheon's damage.
Big damage here. The Pantheon with the serrated Dirk. There is no armor for him to cut through, so he just cuts through that base armor instead. Mediocre Hats probably should have gotten a chain vest instead of the Bombi Cinder, in my opinion. But 2019 Offended is going to get the first plate, but he does get knocked up. Mediocre Hats has the Ornn Horn, but the stun, it comes out a little too early. 2019 Offended is going to get clapped for the clap back.
Unfortunately, using that stun way too early to instead of stopping the Ornn dash, he used to just get a couple extra hits in. Potentially, if he had his E up, the Shield of Argus, I believe it's called, or Aegis.
I think it's Aegis, yeah. Doc is here. They're just punching each other a little bit. He does get knocked up. The brittle proc is going to come through. Kyler G is here. Doc doesn't have flash. The flash forward by Kyler G. He does not have Ross, so that's not going to be a knockup. But the flash forward by 2019 Offended. Kyler G goes low. Kyler G goes down. Doc on a killing spree.
This is not looking too great for Perp and Black right now, especially with how well Dog with Hat Gang is playing. Dog is all over the map, being bot side when he needs to be bot side, and then being top side after seeing such a hard engage, and then meeting up with Mediocre Hats and still picking up a kill regardless.
Oh, but the gank here by Killer, or on Killering, it actually is going to take down Duckster. Now, Mediocre Hats may have gone too far forward. 2019 Offended picks it up with the Grand Starfall. These global cooldowns, the teleport and the Grand Starfall, are just really doing some work here for Dog with Hat Gang.
Definitely so. Really taking that advantage and using that to optimize their rotations. Seeing that they have two TPs as well as the Grand Starfall means that they'll be able to be around the map really easily. And Lee Sin is also a champion that can get into some weirder angles in order to pull off these ganks. So they definitely have a really strong comp for these rotations.
And it was about 9.5 minutes when that happened, so of course the Rift Herald is going to go down in favor of Dog with Hat Gang, currently at a 3,000 gold lead. They've built about a 10 CS in the bot, 20 in the mid, 15 more in the jungle, and wow, that's actually 30 in the top lane. So just kind of man-to-man outplaying their counterparts on the side of Purp and Black.
Yeah, and you don't want to fall behind in CS too much, especially into a double lane melee bot lane, because if they're just about even, they can still kill you very easily. As opposed to if it was range and range, it's a little more. There's a little more of a discrepancy. So definitely want to try to see if they can pick it up here. We're looking for an engage.
Oh, Vital is going to get knocked up here. Blonde Halfling does get interrupted as well. Vital is exhausted. He's going to go down. Archites takes the kill. That was a good gank there by Kyler G and a better engage by Dalarum, just as the dragon comes up.
Yeah, that means that since there is a lack of damage, they're going to have to look for something else, but they might be able to pull out a whole turret from this.
The Rift Herald is down, but Doc is engaged on. He's going to have to jump over the wall. Rift Herald going to charge forward. Shelly gets the first turret of the game, putting all that money into the pockets of Doc and Killering. Meanwhile, Purp and Black moved mid to try and stop that Rift Herald, so they're actually not on the dragon right now. Dalarum going to go very low thanks to the unleashed power, but he doesn't quite die yet. Doc over the wall. He Dragon's Rages, flashes on top of Kyler G. The Umbral Trespass comes out. Archites is here. Doc gonna miss the Q, and that spells his death. 600 gold shutdown for Duckster, but now Archites flashing forward. Can he get the Gravitum? No, he misses the Moonlight Vigil because of the flash by Killering. Now, 2019 Offended is here. Vital going to get the Q. Can he get the kill onto Duckster? He moves forward. Can he get a third one? Exhaust coming out. He's going to go for it. He gets the kill. Now Archites on the run. Let's bounce! And Blonde Halfling picks up the kill onto the Aphelios.
It was looking pretty good for the Purp and Black right there, seeing that Archites managed to pick up a couple kills, did an excellent job at hitting both people with his Gravitum before using the root part, but the fight just extended a little too long, not noticing that the Blonde Halfling was already there in order to re-engage into that fight as well as Vital there. So it became from a pretty good situation into a pretty bad one, considering now Syndra has quite a bit of kills under her belt.
2-0-3, has already finished the Hextech GLP, so that's not even the brunt of her damage. She's gonna get the solo kill because Mediocre Hats didn't flash. Whew.
Not expecting that much damage to come out from the Force of Will, I believe, is the W, and just doing a lot of damage in order to finish him off. We have the dragon picked up by Dog Hat Gang, and that means that Cloud Drake is going to be the Rift for now.
Cloud Rift is actually absolutely fantastic here for Dog with Hat Gang. Between the Let's Bounce to engage things, you've got a Zac who's sped up moving at you. You've got the Dragon's Rage, Kick Flash, and now Doc can just kind of zoom around the team. 2019 Offended with the Grand Starfall in, can get closer for those engages. Meanwhile, it's no slouch on Purple and Black either. Of course, you have the Depth Charge for engages, you've got the Moonlight Vigil for escapes, you've got now the Moonfall that we might see coming out here. Duckster is not going to be able to find anything because Dalarum could not hit that dredge line.
And we see that the top and bot lane for Dog Hat Gang has switched out. Means that Dog Hat Gang can take advantage of all these extra platings in the bot side.
Oh, wow. That was less damage than I expected, honestly.
Yeah, I was expecting like a full hit, combo 100 to 0. But I guess with the Rod Mage's finish, it gives you a little bit of extra health. So.
Oh, Doc might have stepped a little too far forward. He's looking to find 2019 Offended, but Archites gets the kill on him already. 2019 Offended now going to go very low. He has the Aegis, but it looks like Kyler G might be able to pick this up. 2019 Offended is going to get knocked up for the shutdown, and now Killering actually did manage to find a kill on Duckster. didn't even need the unleashed power to do it.
At least not the second time.
Not the second time.
And Blonde Halfling going back in for an engage.
Mediocre Hats gets very low, but the damage and the last breath are not there for Vital.
Unfortunately, but still, a lot of turret planes going down to Vital means that he will have a pretty significant lead in this game right now. Let's see.
Quick gold check.
Yeah, okay. Well, he actually is behind, I believe, because of all the kills that Archives have, but still, Electrocute doing a lot, and in the GLP doing just a little bit of slowing right there too. But yeah, Archives still managed to keep up thanks to all the kills and assists that he has. But Vital is no slouch either, still being able to manage being 1 in 3, but still picking up a lot of turret plane, picking up a lot of CS.
And Archites has been helped by having Kyler G down there so much. Doc made some very good plays up top and toward the mid lane, so of course 2019 Offended and Killering are the two power points here, the solo lanes, and it does mean that Kyler G decided to turn his attention to the bot lane. That's why Archites is far ahead, and it looks like Perp and Black, I mean, you don't really need Ornn to be like a fed carry or anything. You just need him for the CC. So Archites is the choice if you're looking for someone to try and carry these team fights for you.
Is this 10.4 or 10.5?
10.4.
Alright, so this is before the Ornn nerfs, so he's still a very strong pick, considering that his mastery words are still at level 12 and 13, and
Oh, Doc might be caught here, but no, he gets away a little bit, but now that's going to be the jump in by Duckster. Moonfall comes out. Doc avoids it, but he is going to go very low. The clap coming out from Mediocre Hats. They are going to find Dalarum in return, but now the knockup here onto Blonde Halfling is going to pop his passive. 2019 Offended going to go down finally to Duckster, and Blonde Halfling goes down for the 3-for-1.
that was a pretty good fight. We saw a nice pick coming out of Dalarum and Archites, and then, but Doc thought they had the upper hand. It's like, but we actually have more people. But then Purple and Black had even more people, and Ornhorn being stopped by the wind wall.
Ornhorn gets wind wall, but Killering is going to try and find the kill. He does on the Mediocre Hats. The Scatter the Weak is not going to find anyone else, but it's an okay trade there because Kyler G does get Heraldine, the second Rift Herald of the game.
Yep, and a few more kills doesn't hurt, especially in this early part of the game where everyone's still trying to scale up.
3,500 is the gold lead here for Dog with Hat Gang. I think Kyler G may not have intended to drop that Rift Herald, but we're going to see if Perp and Black can try and bring this in anyway. The charge is going to come out uncontested. Oh, maybe contested. Blonde Halfling goes too deep. He just hands his life over. Meanwhile, the rest of Dog with Hat Gang are looking possibly to collapse on this, or maybe just take the Drake. No, Dalarum going to go very low. Killering doesn't have the unleashed power. The heal committed by Archites. Doc is here. Gets the Q onto Archites, but he is going to have to back off. Gets knocked up by Mediocre Hats anyway. The ultimate comes. The ultimate is available for Vital, but oh, that's a lot of damage. Archites goes low. He doesn't have heal. The turret goes down.
And we have 2019 Offended TPing to the bot side, so he can still push out a side lane, but be even closer to Dragon. Grand Starfall is coming up soon, and Archites has to recall because of how low that Killering got him with that combo.
If Dog with Hat Gang knew who was back right now, they should look for this dragon, but they can't quite find the vision on it. They don't know that Archites is back. They don't know that Duckster's gone either. So they're going to try and stop Kyler G. That's the last breath coming out. Vital gets the kill, and that is a great pick, and it secures the second dragon for Dog with Hat Gang.
It was looking kind of good because I was expecting that they would drop the Rift Herald and go ahead and rotate the dragon and started seeing it contesting for each objective, but seeing that the mid tower has not been touched at all by Dusker means that it will get a charge off. It will get pretty low thanks to the help with Archites autoing it down, but it doesn't mean that they'll be pressuring exactly a whole tower. And it changed for the dragon, which means that it was still a pretty good situation for Dog packing there.
Now 2019 Offended does find the stun. Doc moves forward, but they're not going to be able to dive just yet. It looks like they're just going to have to settle for turret pressure.
But we do have... Well, everyone is going for the resets. There was a pretty long Since everyone had their resets, it looks like the Spellbinder is going to be picked up by Killering, which means that Unleashed power is just going to hit way harder now.
Truck-like, even.
Yes.
And with that Amplifying Tome in pocket, let's see, what builds into that Syndra would build? Zanya's, maybe?
I mean, technically...
it could be anything, basically. But...
Yeah, it could be anything. It could be the Morello's the item that you don't exactly like too much, but to stop Kyler G's healing. So...
Yeah. Kyler G and Archites both, so this is actually a very good place to get Morellonomicon, especially when we get into these later sieges and team fights there. But Kyler G goes through the wall. He is on red form. I don't know how long he's been on that. I've not been paying attention. Does get knocked up, but the engage might come out. No. Blonde Halfling thinks better of it.
Yeah. Seeing that all the side lanes are pushing and all of the people in side lanes are pretty strong, they don't necessarily need to force anything.
Doc might be found, and oh no, he might have brought Killering with him. Dalaran going to have to use the Gargoyle Stoneplate. That's going to be the ultimate coming out onto Duckster. He is going to use the Moonfall, but he's so low. Blonde Halfling gets the kill. Now Dalaran is soon to follow. That is the Aphelios picked off by Killering, and now Kyler G. He doesn't have the Umbral Trespass. He already used it, the double kill for Killering. Can Vital find a third? He doesn't have the Flash. He's already used it. Can he find Dalaran? Dalaran cannot Spider-Man his way to safety. Vital picks up a kill. It's a 4-4-0.
And in bot lane we have just a couple of dudes duking it out. Really well played by Dog with Hat Game there, seeing they were getting engaged on by Dolorum, but Killering just doing so much damage means that he'll be able to survive a lot of these fights. And in these engages, Duckster had a pretty strong Moonfall, but being behind as he is, it's not necessarily going to be enough in order to pick up some kills.
Yeah, he had a 7-stack Rod of Ages at that point, but he hadn't finished the Gnasher's Tooth, so that was really where, that and the, what do you call it? Rabadon's Death Cap are really where Diana's power spikes are. Mediocre Hat's gonna get knocked up. Ornhorn comes out. Vital is going to block it.
This is a pretty unfortunate game to pick Ornn, or at least have an Ornn because of the wind wall just coming out, and that's a lot. That's mainly the thing you want to wind wall.
Blonde Halfling is picked. That is the passive popped, but there is no one there to save him. Archites picks up his 5th kill of the game.
Yeah, Killering had TP there, but that would be just a TP into a double kill rather than a single kill, as well as losing a bounty. So, good choice of just leaving it because he was already caught pretty well. Oh, Spellbinder was popped.
The Moonfall is going to be used. Killering takes some damage, but Vital is here. Dalaran on the side is going to have to back off. So the ult traded for ult, and Killering's is going to be up much sooner than Duckster's.
Especially with having so much CDR. I guess they have about the same CDR unless they're taking the Transcendence room.
Yeah,
So,
I think it should be 10 to 10.
yeah,
I think.
Stinger gives 10, and then the Phoenix Codex also gives 10.
Yep. Stinger. GLP's
Is a Lost Chapter item,
Lost
so
chapter
it also
item, so I
gives
guess
20.
the extra 10%. Okay.
Yeah.
Void Staff is going to be finished for Killering. That was the mystery item.
All right.
And considering how far ahead he is, it makes sense.
Yeah, he's doing tons of damage already.
Kyler G does not manage to find the knockup on Doc. Doc's going to flash Mastery. Cheeky bugger as he runs back to safety.
Yeah, and we still see 2019 offended, pushing out this bot side, doing an excellent job. He's still, and his team's doing an excellent job of playing around that too, seeing that the Grand Starfall is out or up, so then he will be able to just use that to engage into one of these fights.
Oh, Dalaran is not going to get picked, but Kyler G is. He has to zoom out, but now Kyler G is going to use the Umbral Trespass onto Vital. Dalaran goes low, Dalaran goes down, and now Kyler G to follow. Archites on the run, but the Grand Starfall comes out. Archites goes low, goes down. Killering is legendary as Mediocre Hats is now the target of aggression. They might find the knockup. They're not quite going to find the knockup. The flash away by the Ornn. It's only going to mean a 3-0, but Dog with Hat game clean up big.
Yeah, and we're going to see a 4-stack in the bot lane while Doc goes ahead and start the dragon. A smart play, and not needing the full team there in order to push out the tower, as means that you can send your resources somewhere else.
The Oranhorn comes out to clear some waves. 2019 offended is going to take some damage. Now Diana could come in, but Vital is here. You saw how he was an... Oh no, Blonde Halfling, did you go too deep? Now the Moonfall does a lot of damage to Killering, but Killering is legendary again. Now, Kyler G takes some damage. Killering, can he find the kill? 2019 offended, flashes away. The knockup on Archites. Archites gets low as well. The Scatter the Weak is not going to find anyone, but now Vital has his Phantom Dancer popped, and oh man, Archites' damage.
One of my favorite combos is the Calibrum with these Chakrams, just because of these long-range damaging snipes that you can do, and both guns work really well with each other. Seeing how they both synergize in a way so that you keep getting more Chakrams out.
Oh, 2019 offended. Ooh, has to pop the Aegis. Make sure that he doesn't die there.
Yes, it would be a lot of damage coming out. Seeing that, I believe he still had like a couple left over from the engaged bot lane, so definitely would hurt at least.
So now Dog with Hat Gang is 9,000 gold ahead in this game. They're on Soul Point and have that 20% extra CDR on their ultimates. So what avenue does Perp and Black have to get back into this game?
Well, if they can get some pretty good picks, having Delorum and Dusker, the Diana and Nautilus are really good at getting picks, as the Oranhorn isn't as reliable anymore because you have the Yasuo Windwall, unless you see Yasuo somewhere else on the map. So it's going to be, I would say, a good way for them to pick is to find some picks, since we saw the teamfight potential from Dog Packing is really immense, but at the end of the day, Killering is a squishy target, just a blast cannon. So if you can find a way to pick her off, pick up that bounty.
Oh!
But instead, we're going to find Archites picked off. And that could potentially mean that they can threaten a Baron right here. Looks like they're already getting some vision.
So it looks like they will be clearing vision off of this and possibly just going for it. They are. So meanwhile, 4 members of Perp and Black, they know that they can't deal with the Baron, but they are going to try and deal with 2019 offended. Can they find him? The knockup, he's in the bounce house, knocked back and forth, and Duckster picks up the kill here, but it is at the cost of the Baron for Dog with Hat Gang's 4 remaining members.
Yeah, and again, this is going to be pretty difficult for Perp and Black right now to try to get back into the game, but they do still have that pick potential. But Killering's doing an excellent job at staying with the tank, staying behind her front line in order to not get picked off so easily.
Currently 10, 0, and 7 on the Syndra. Has not died a single time this game. Is at 3.5 items more than anyone else in the game. And just, I mean, this is an unstoppable Syndra.
Yeah, having the full Spellbinder is also pretty scary to see on the enemy. Means that if she pops a combo, hits the Spellbinder, hits the ultimate, it will generally end in anyone's death, including, I would even think, Delorum with the Gargoyles could kill him.
Yeah, even the Gargoyle or Mediocre Hats, like the Abyssal Mask, or Infernal Mask, I suppose, since it's upgraded, it can really only do so much. If you get the full combo off, and Dalarim does use the Gargoyle Stone Plate, but it is not the full effect, so he takes about half his health on the way out.
Yeah, and we do see that members of Dog Packing is hovering around this bot side area. It's still a while until the dragon does spawn, but they do want to make sure that they have control of this area. Seeing that they already resetted, so they have plenty of time just to push their lanes. They still have about a minute and a half on this Baron. So, and 2019 with little fancy feet.
Can you get onto him? He does get the knockup, but he's not going to use the last breath. They're under the turret. Now the Oranhorn comes out. Vital does not have the wind wall to flash in by Duckster, and Duckster gets the kill, her 4th of the game.
Well played by Meeker Hats. Seeing that he used the wind wall for whatever reason earlier, means that he will be safe to land that Oranhorn.
So it is about a 10k gold lead, but oh, the flash forward does get Killering. They are going to use the Infernum Moonlight Vigil. Now, Killering gets so low, but is he going to go down? Yes, he does. Archites takes the kill there. Now he's running away. Blonde Halfling in the middle of the team. That is going to be 2019 Offended jumping on top of Archites, getting the kill there. Now Blonde Halfling going low. Doc is here. Can he stop him? 2019 is still in the back. He gets a double kill onto Kyler G. Now, the kill goes over to Blonde Halfling, and can the Perp and Black find the jungler? It does not look like it. Oh, he flashes over the wall. Is he going to get Dollar? He's rooted, but one more auto attack should do it. He gets the kill. He trades his life, but he gets the kill.
Seeing that most members on both sides are down, regardless if Doc was alive, I don't believe they could do the dragon. So trading his life for one is not necessarily a bad thing. It's not a great thing, but it's more of a dominance play, if I would say, if anything.
That was just style right there. Because with 2019 Offended and Vital up on the board, I think Dog with Hat Gang could have at least threatened the Soul. But it looks like they might find Mediocre Hats here. The Moonfall is going to come out. 2019 Offended doesn't take any damage, and now Killering is here. He wastes the ultimate. Duckster's Hourglass cannot save him for that long. 2019 Offended with the kill, and Dog with Hat Gang with the Soul.
Yes, and this Soul, like you said, is going to turn out pretty useful. Extra movement speed on the balance. After Vital getting out of the last breath, sure, some of it is wasted, but getting out of it, he'll be just that much more slippery.
But he does get rooted. That is the Umbral Trespass used. The Rost is going to get him a little bit extra health, but now he misses the knockup. Vital takes the kill. Now the jump by 2019 Offended on top of Dalaran. Can't do that much, and Blonde Halfling has used his Let's Bounce. We get to see all of that extra movement speed and where that goes.
Yep, all 10 to 50% extra.
Ooh, damn, that's a clean combo. Vital with the kill, the kick, and the last breath is going to net Dog with Hat Gang this middle inhibitor. They push into the base with 2 members down on Purple and Black. So can they find it? They only have 1 ranged member, and they have actually gotten that ranged member pick. Killering is going to go very low. The Orin Horn is going to disappear, but that's a shutdown by Duckster. He is going to take a lot of damage. Can he go down? 2019 Offended finishes him off. Now, Mediocre Hats is knocked up. He's so tanky, but he cannot survive without the flash. 2019 Offended now under the turret. Can he get him? 1 more hit's going to do it. He gets the kill. Now, he is shielded. But Kyler G's here. He can't win this 2v1. 2019 Offended going to go
golden.
He's going to go golden. Doesn't get knocked up. He's going to survive for a little bit longer, but the shutdown by Archites. And it's a 3 for 2 here in the base of Perp and Black.
Yeah, and we have each member still trying to scale up. We did reach the point of Orin reaching these mastery work items, but I'm not sure if it's if it came soon enough. This is quite a deficit in trying to get back. Orin's mastery work items are doing an excellent job at getting back some free gold in order to get back into this game, but seeing that they're at about 11k down, an extra 3k is not going to make too much of a difference.
And the other thing is, I thought that Perp and Black could get back into this with like good team fighting. You know, they have the Ornn, and even though Vital's win wall really just stops him in his tracks, then you've also got Duckster and Archites. If Duckster can jump into that backline, then he can do a lot of damage. Archites as well. Aphelios gets to the point where he just does 1 billion damage, and if he's got the Severum up, he heals 1 billion damage as well. But it seems like Dog with Hat Gang have been playing so well around picking off the enemy team that Vital, Killering, and Doc really have just become the 3-man kill squad that are picking off whoever happens to be the strongest member of Perp and Black at any given time.
Yeah, and we have Nets Baron started up for the side of Dog with Hat Gang and looking to zone him out. So
the knockup does come out onto Killering. They might be able to pick him off. The Umbral Trespass does find the kill. Mediocre Hats is going to get bounced around by Blonde Halfling. The Ignite comes out. Mediocre Hats does finally go down to Blonde Halfling. And actually, Dog with Hat Gang has pulled off of the Baron. Doc has escaped, but 2019 Offended is not so lucky. It's a 2 for 1 already. Looks like it's going to be a 3 for 1 as Perp and Black find themselves a brief respite. Kyler G on the run. The knockup is not going to come out from Blonde Halfling, but he doesn't have his passive, and he's in too deep. It's a 4 for 1 for Perp and Black. Can they find the Baron?
We do have both journalers at level 15 right here, so it would be about a 50-50 smite, but if Dolorum or Archites can do an excellent job at peeling away Doc right here, seeing that they have spotted him out on a bunch of vision, they're looking to find a way to keep him out of the Dragon Pit in order to not get a smite steal.
The vision is being denied. Can Doc find it? It's a one-way trip, but they move off of the Baron. They don't want him to get the Sonic Wave in. He steals it! Doc steals the Baron! He's gonna lose his life, but who cares? He saved his team!
And we have 2 members there with the Baron buff still, so it still looked pretty good for Dog with Hat Gang. Looking to get a pick right here, and it looks like she might find it.
Oh, Killering gets Dolorum. Oh, he got his back interrupted by the Super Soaker. Killering manages to pick it back up for his team. It is a 1-for-1 at the end of that, and the Baron stolen and put back on top of Killering and Vital.
Which means they will have some pretty good pushing power, especially because Vital can go essentially to a side lane by himself.
Oh, Vital, though, he might be in trouble. The knock-up on Mediocre Hats. 2019 Defended is here. He gets the stun. Can they find the Ornn? It doesn't quite look like it. The Ornn Horn comes out. There is no wind wall. Killering finds the kill. Double stun. Knock-up does not come through onto 2019 Offended. Now, Archites is on the run. He's forced to zoom away from this, and it is another good pick by Killering with Dog with Hat Gang.
Yeah, no longer that 10-0, but now you don't have that massive bounty over your head. You don't have to play super safe. You can more so play a little more risky, but something that benefits the team overall more.
That is, yeah, that's actually something that a lot of people, like, they start playing a little bit more scared as their bounty gets higher and higher, because you don't want to give away that gold, obviously. But it gets to the point where suddenly you're 10-0, you've got a 700 gold shutdown on you, and it seems like Blonde Halfling has no qualms about getting a little bit in their face.
Yeah. Seeing that Doc and Vital are nearby, definitely not afraid of if anyone wants to face check these bushes.
Playing sneaky bush. Blonde Halfling, he's going to go in, he's going to get 1. The Let's Bounce is not going to get anything, but he flashes forward onto Archites, but he may have gone a little too far forward. He still has all of that speed from the Cloud Soul, though, so he is going to clean up big there. Mediocre Hats has the Ornn Horn just about now. Is he going to use it? No. Vital's still up. Vital still has the Wind Wall.
Yeah, and he's making sure that he won't be able to just waste an ultimate like that by forcing out the Wind Wall, so...
Ooh. The depth charge is wasted on Blonde Halfling. That's a huge ultimate from Killering, but it is not going to find anyone. Now the ultimate comes out from Mediocre Hats. Dolorum is on the run from Vital, but this is such a split team fight. Dolorum's finally down, and Vital can join the rest of the team. He's going to jump onto Archites. The ultimate comes out. The last breath. It's a double kill, and he's going to find Archites. Now, that is going to be another one picked up on a Mediocre Hats. It looks like Kyler G is doing what he can, but in the GA and no Umbral Trespass, he doesn't get knocked up, but it's an ace. A clean ace for Dog with Hat Gang.
Baron buff is about to spire, but it does not matter. These respawn timers are way too long, and looks like we're just going to end it off with a surrender. It was pretty much over there because, 40 seconds, if you can't take down towers in 40 seconds, it would be pretty rough. I see Vital over there at the Dragon Pit. He might want to go for Elder Dragon, but we did see a couple members of his team already looking to end the game.
So, Dog with Hat Gang, they do pick up their win, bringing themselves to a winning record at the end of our first round robin. Perp and Black, on the other hand, unfortunately falls to 0-5. And, this wasn't exactly the cleanest game by Dog with Hat Gang. It was rather scrappy. They did go a little deep in some situations.
Yeah. But definitely I'd imagine Killering and Vital had a lot of fun this game, especially Vital once he scaled up to the 100% crit and as well as grabbing the BT. Definitely had a little more fun, as well as 2019 Offended being such a strong mid-game threat that Pantheon is, and still doing pretty decently in the late game. So yeah, well played by Dog with Hat Gang here.
Well played by Dog with Hat Gang. So this is going to be the end of our first game of the day. Our second one coming up in just a few minutes will be Gecko Slammer Armageddon versus Peter Time. So don't go anywhere because we'll be right back.
Bye-bye.
made of, baby, that's made of all that we test the waters, oh, it's high. I think we're getting close. Racing through the waves, I want to be where nobody knows. Take me, baby, take me to a state of mind that's made of, baby, that's made of all that we find. Electric, feel it in your hands. Hypnotic, watch our bodies dance. Happiness, this is where we stand.
Welcome back.
Hey.
So,
Pretty interesting game with Dog Hat Gang versus
Purp and Black.
Purp and Black, right. I have terrible memory, I'm sorry. But yeah, we saw Killering doing an excellent job early on throughout the whole game, and then Vital picked up around the end, and overall, Dog doing an excellent job roaming around the map, getting these early kills, and
Getting
it looks
that,
like
that early action with the strong early game jungler on Lee Sin.
Yep, and just Purp and Black wasn't able to keep up. They did have really strong scaling, but they weren't able to make it in time for see if they can stabilize themselves or against Dog with Hat Gang.
Yeah, they got a little too far behind, a little too fast, and unfortunately, they had Ornn, they had a Felios, but neither of those was really able to pick back up and bring them back into the game. So, with that, let's move to our second game of the day, Peter Time versus Gecko Slammer Armageddon.
All right, and on the side of Peter Time, we have Sildink Memes 4RP in the top lane playing Scion, one I haven't seen too often. Can't Catch Steve playing the Elise jungle. SKT Ezreal playing the Rumble mid, another one I haven't seen too often. CKG playing Jinx in the bot lane with Chocolate Burger playing Lulu as the support.
Meanwhile, on the red side, GSM, we've got General Vici in the top lane on Yorick, Shiny Bidoof on Gragas in the jungle, Kinkshamer 102 on Set. That's not fun. And in the bot lane, we have Rito, Torchic, and Catalyst 7401 on Senna and Tom Kench using the Fasting Senna build.
Yeah, Fasting Senna build, for if anyone doesn't know, it's where the support gets all the farm while Senna picks up the support item and generally just farms souls.
Generally farms souls. We've also seen the variation of that where Senna only takes the melee minions and only the melee minions, not even the cannons, because the melee minions will give equal or greater gold value. It gives greater gold value than just not taking those melee minions while also not triggering the passive on the support item.
As long as you stay below under a certain CS number, you can get full gold amounts from the support items. So it's still really pretty good way. And end result is you have a lot more souls, but for just about around the same amount of gold.
Yeah, with all of the souls that you pick up, 3 gold each, and then of course all of the gold that you pick up from poking using your support item. And it looks like this is going to be a true Fasting Senna where you don't even take the melee minions either. But Rito Torchic doesn't quite get the touch off onto Chocolate Burger for his first soul. Meanwhile, Kinkshamer with the set mid. You want to talk about that, Mr. Faker Aficionado?
I wouldn't call myself a Faker Aficionado, but if you tune into Faker's streams, we do see that he does take set mid. Generally, he takes a lot of champions mid, but he's been trying out set mid, and usually he has a really good wave clear if you can level up that Facebreaker. Generally, just using a Facebreaker and then punching it out a couple times with a Tiamat. So he can have a pretty good roam potential, seeing how fast he can clear waves.
So that should be pretty good against Rumble, who generally wants to stick around, maybe wait for his enemies to come to him. And if he does roam, it's only going to be to things like the Rift Herald or the Dragon. But we'll have to see how Kinkshamer 102 pilots this unorthodox champion. Already, he's getting a little bit far behind in terms of health.
But that's just generally due because it's a Rumble who does an excellent job against these melee matchups, especially considering that a little interaction is that the Flamethrower does not grab minion aggro because it's an AoE spell as opposed to a single target.
Ooh, Can't Catch Steve is going to come in for a gank. Kinkshamer, does he have the Haymaker? He's going to get the face breaker. The flash forward by the Shiny Bidoof. It is going to get first blood. Set picks it up, uses the Ignite, and that is a great counter gank here by the Shiny Bidoof.
Yeah, very well played by both Shiny Bidoof and Kinkshamer, knowing that the Haymaker can really do an excellent job at turning these team fights will result in just getting an early kill onto this set and doing a great job getting him kind of back into his lane while Sildink Means gets stuck into the a little mini baby cage, stuck with all the little ghouls as they attack him down.
The infant cage.
Yes.
So General Vici, getting very low and doesn't have any more stacks of the Corrupting Potion on him, so he is going to have to watch out. Meanwhile, Kinkshamer is in trouble. The Facebreaker comes through, but it looks like SKT Ezreal is overheated, so he's not going to be able to complete that kill. Can't Catch Steve now in the top lane. Will they be able to find the gank for a kill up here? We'll have to find out in a second because the directed camera doesn't want to show us.
But we do see, a little, yeah, they're going for tower dive.
And it looks like they might be able to get it. Yep, Celldank means for RP is going to be forced to flash away, but General Vici falls, and it's a kill for the Scion.
And unfortunately, on the side of GSM, the dragon is spawning soon, so Shiny Bidoof is farming out all of the farm from Can't Catch Steve before he goes ahead and rotates over to there, seeing that his bot lane has pretty good priority, and he just needs his mid to grab some.
And now Kinkshamer and Ezreal are duking it out. 1-2, two-punch man is fighting here. Ezreal going to get very low. Kinkshamer still has his flash. He's going to flash forward, SKT Ezreal with the return. It's flash for flash, but that is going to delay Rumble's level 5 and consequently his level 6. Now Shiny Bidoof, he went too far forward. He might actually lose his life for this. That's Can't Catch Steve with the kill. The Shiny Bidoof throws away his life under turret.
Pretty unfortunate there. Not being able to land the body slam means that he'll just go down, and that's just putting Rumble back onto the board.
And now, Kinkshamer goes pretty low. He just punches, but he can't. He is going to be able to walk away. Now, General Vici fighting Celldank memes for RP. It's a bit of a wet noodle fight.
Both not doing a lot of damage, but still doing damage nonetheless to each other. General Vici having the Conqueror definitely helps them out in these longer trades. But it'll be interesting to see how tanky Celldank means can get with the Grassy Undying, especially with how much healing it gives you as well.
Rito Torchic is going to be able to heal himself up with that Piercing Darkness, but he is running a little bit low on mana, so he has to use them sparingly. So he is getting a lot of souls in this early portion of the game.
Yeah.
As this is true Fasting Senna, you will have... Oh, Kinkshamer! Now he's going to have to use the... RKO to get out, but Can't Catch Steve picks up the kill anyway.
Showstopper will not be able to save him under the tower.
That's what it's called.
Yes, but probably looking to try to get Can't Catch Steve under the tower, but was just a little bit short. Managed to get out of the Rumble ulti, but still going to go down to Cocoon, followed by the Venom Bite.
So now it is 2 kills, 0 deaths for Can't Catch Steve, 3 kills to 1 for Peter time here. So they actually are a little bit far behind in gold. Here we go. Now they're even, thanks to this giant wave crashing onto Celldank memes for RP. But because Rito Torchic, with so much gold from Souls, so much gold from his support item, while Catalyst has a small CS advantage onto CKG.
Yeah, and we can see how effective getting the support item is, seeing that Real Torture already has his upgraded right now, which means he has gotten at least 500 gold from all this poking he's been doing. And then as for Chocolate Burger, he's just about over halfway there. I would say about 75% the way there.
2/3, a little bit more, but yeah, I mean, Senna being able to poke so easily with that Piercing Darkness, with the long-range auto attacks, and of course with the Glacial Augment, it is going to mean that he has his Serrated Dirk, as well as his upgraded Spectral Sickle.
Started to be able to put down wards, and I do want to note that the support, Tom Kench, has more CS than CKG does right now.
Yeah, it's the good old, the support is the real carry in the lane, and now that Fasting Senna's a thing, we get to prove it. Catalyst, as a melee Tom Kench, is out CSing a Jinx. So now Can't Catch Steve here for his 3rd gank in the mid lane. That is going to be the equalizer. Kinkshamer is stunned up. The Haymaker comes out, but he's still going to go down. SKT Ezreal picks up his first kill and puts himself on the board.
Unfortunate that he was caught in a pretty bad place. Well placement by SKT Ezreal with that equalizer, and then the Cocoon landed by Can't Catch Steve. Means that a pretty good kill, and means that Can't Catch Steve is really getting these picks that he wants for this early game playing as Elise.
And you saw how SKT Ezreal put his equalizer almost diagonally, where he started at the wall and then kind of put it at the other end of the mid turret, which forces Kinkshamer to walk fully through it if he wants to get out, which is a really good placement there. And then, of course, Can't Catch Steve doubling it up with the cocoon on top of him is going to mean that Kinkshamer goes down for his second kill. And now 4-1, although they're only 500 gold ahead. Peter time, that is.
Maiden's coming out.
Oh, he flashes over the wall! Oh, General Vici outplays by doing nothing. So now Celtic Memes for RP is in trouble because the Shiny Bidoof is here. He gets knocked up, and that's a kill. The Scion is down, and when you overpredict...
Yeah, sometimes the best way to dodge something is just to go bronze and don't dodge.
Yeah, if you just stand dead still, Scion is like a dinosaur, you know, he's like a fossil, you know?
Yeah.
He's a dinosaur. He can't tell if you're not moving. So he just Ooh, Rito Torchic gets very close to killing CKG. Now Kinkshamer is here, but he's taken a little bit low. The Rift Herald has been dropped. It's going to get 2 turret plates. And now the Shiny Bidoof is waiting across the wall, hopefully for a dive. Can't Catch Steve is here. Now the flash forward Shiny Bidoof is going to be in, but he's taking a lot of damage. The repel comes back down. Can't Catch Steve is going to find the kill. His third of the game onto Shiny Bidoof's second death. And now, ooh, Kinkshamer barely gets away from that cocoon. Another turret plate goes down, and Peter time is just doing great here.
And we saw the Jinx Super Mega Death Rocket come out, but not be able to find its mark onto Kinkshamer. And just gonna go travel all the way to Fountain.
Those full global ones are always a little bit hard to get. Now, Celdank Memes for RP trapped in the cage. General Vici chasing him down. He's got the conch on, so he is going to trade very well here.
Especially with the Maiden doing extra damage to your target the first time you hit him. And then...
Oh no, is this the 4th death of the game for Kinkshamer? The flash out. Oh, the Ignite might be able to find Ezreal. It does. The Rumble goes down. Kinkshamer trades 1 for 1 here.
Yeah, and you will be picking up the Merc Treads. Smart buy considering how well Can't Catch Steve is landing these cocoons, as well as how much damage is coming out of that Equalizer and the Flamethrower from SKT Ezreal. So who definitely wants a little bit extra resistances and tenacity to escape some of these ganks.
And he is going to pick up the Phage as well for that Rage passive, not to mention just the Phage goes into the Triforce, which is Kinkshamer's core item as a set. So the Shiny Bidoof, Gragas isn't an early game jungler by any means, but he's still not doing super hot in this game.
Yeah. It's still pretty hard for him to try to look for pretty good places to gank, considering how Celdank Memes he is constantly pushed forward, but General Vici can easily push right back onto him with the Maiden now. And then we see that bot lane is always also constantly pushed out, so if they want to get something there, they had to try to go for a tower dive.
So now General Vici is going to look for 2 plates here. He's going to get him fairly easily, and now it looks like Shiny Bidoof has found something. The Equalizer comes out. Shiny Bidoof is going to get eaten up by the Tahm Kench. SKT Ezreal goes low. Kinkshamer finds the kill. The Haymaker comes out just for that shield, and now the Super Mega Death Rocket connects but doesn't kill. Rito Torchic looking for damage here. It's a 3v4, but with Kinkshamer very low, it might as well be a 3v3. Now Rito Torchic goes low. Catalyst is rooted up. Now a 1v1 here, General Vici versus Celdank Memes. The Maiden of the Mist is dead.
Which is a lot of damage that Yorick can provide.
Oh, but Can't Catch Steve. The Wild Growth comes out, but Shiny Bidoof is down already. The ultimate comes out by Senna. The Railgun is here, but now Celdank Memes for RP is teleporting away. The flash by CKG, but the teleport is interrupted. Scion gets interrupted by the cage, knocking him sideways. Rito Torchic is looking for things, but watch out, watch out, watch out! Kinkshamer's in the middle of it. Can't Catch Steve goes down. Now CKG for a second 1,000 gold over to the set. And General Vici might have found himself in a sticky situation, but he is going to be able to walk away. What a great turnaround by GSM.
And this is one of the strong points that Set provides. Even though he's not traditionally taken into the mid lane, he was pretty far behind there. You saw how many gains he was taken on him, and he just died to them. But we saw, even though he was that far behind, he still has a really good potential to turn these fights very well around.
Ooh, Kinkshamer goes fairly low here, but he did secure the aggro that allowed his team to get this Cloud Drake. SKT Ezreal going to use the equalizer, the body slam out. SKT Ezreal finds a slow, and he gets pulled back into the turret, and Shiny Bidoof with the kill. Damn, man, he had a family.
That was such a wombo combo right there, seeing the explosive cast. Ooh. A little bit of damage coming out with these ghouls, but yeah, the explosive cask?
Explosive cast, yeah.
Yeah, well, explosive cast coming in to knock him right back into the tower, and then Facebreaker to keep him still while they finish off the damage. But Can't Catch Steve catching that first tower gold, so it's pretty nice to see an assassin such as Lise getting such a nice lead in order to help the other lanes. But right now, we haven't seen Catch a Steve in so much of these other lanes to help push out this lead.
This is something that Elise, I think a lot of times when pro players pick Elise, they always get criticized for it because it always seems like they pick Elise and then don't really do anything in the early game. Can't Catch Steve, on the other hand, is doing very well in the early game, and now Seldank memes for RP moved a little too far forward, but the stun comes out onto Shiny Bidoof, and oh my god, he gets popped! Seldank memes for RP is now the target of General Vici and the Maiden of the Mist. Are they going to be able to get him? They do! General Vici with the kill. General Vici running from Can't Catch Steve. He does not get stunned, and he is going to walk away 1 for 1.
He will have to burn his flash and a lot of damage, but do you see Can't Catch Steve looking to get something more, potentially maybe a repel, but I don't believe he'll be able to find anything right here. SKT Ezreal is in the bot side looking for a Rift Herald right now, but Kingshamer's up here looking for Can't Catch Steve.
Oh, General Vici actually gets the kill, and Can't Catch Steve flashes to avoid the Facebreaker, but the Maiden still is aggroed onto him. So it is another kill for General Vici. He actually trades 2 for 1 here.
Very well, and trading out Summoner, the flash away from the Elise means that each lane, it will be just a little bit safer, not having to fear the Cocoon Flash. So definitely a plus side for them.
Meanwhile, second turret of the game, first for GSM, is going to go over. Rito Torchic takes the kill on that. Now CKG trying to find some damage. Kinkshamer does not get knocked up, but Seldank memes does get stunned. Haymaker comes out. Rito Torchic finds himself another soul. Let's do a quick soul check, actually.
Soul check.
Oh, wow. 79 souls. 1 more for his 4th range upgrade.
Yes, so he's already beating Caitlyn by 25 range. Looking for, once he picks up that other soul, he'll beat Caitlyn by an extra 50. Which is, I believe, a quarter of what Rapid Fire can give you at max.
All right, now Kinkshamer drops the showstopper right on top of SKT Ezreal, who's forced to flash away. Seldank memes is slowed down. Kinkshamer is going to go down to the Shiny Bidoof, and now Rito, Torchic, and Catalyst are chasing into the middle of the enemy team. CKG is going to find something, and now Catalyst is going to have to eat up Rito Torchic, but that is Shiny Bidoof getting knocked up by the Wild Growth. Is Shiny Bidoof going to go down? He does for his 5th death of the game. It's a 1 for 1. But Rito Torchic might have the range advantage here to be able to push out the members of the enemy team. Get some damage, and it's just little bits of poke here and there.
Yep, and all the while we see General Vici taking this inner top lane tower.
Flash forward Facebreaker. Rito Torchic with his next kill. It's actually his first kill. Puts himself on the scoreboard, and Vici's here. Chocolate Burger is in trouble. The polymorph comes out, and it's 1v3. Now Rito Torchic chasing down the Lulu. Can't Catch Steve jumps down, and that's a fed Elise, so that is going to be Senna just dying. Now the knock-up onto Catalyst. GSM might have overstayed. The flash sideways to dodge both the zap and the the decimating smash. Seldank memes for RP is here, but another great cocoon. Kinkshamer gets caught, goes down, shut down to the Steve.
Unfortunate. It was looking pretty good for GSM right there, seeing that they could just go ahead and push out these, start pushing out this lane, but seeing that one Shiny Bidoof got caught out there early on, and then as they were trying to disengage, Rito Torchic got killed, Catalyst got killed, or didn't get killed, but he was very close to it, and Kinkshamer died for trying to body block 4 Catalyst there.
It was a really good early take there by GSM. They, did all the right things early, but then unfortunately for them, they overstayed their welcome, and then on the way out, they really got punished for it. So now, Rito Torchic clearing out some vision. Only 20 vision score here for the support Senna at this point. But damage coming on to Seldank Memes for RP, but Catalyst taking similar damage.
Yeah, we do see that King Shamer is now joining up with the rest of the team for this fight, but the same for CKG right here. We see King Shamer getting hit by a lot of poke right now.
But he only takes about a third of his health, and now General Vici is actually pushing in the mid lane. So this is a win for GSM as long as they can disengage from this. Seldank Memes for RP can move forward. He does not get the knockup. The blue turret is destroyed. The outer mid goes down. Now General Vici rotating to join. Can't Catch Steve is on the dragon, but that's the equalizer coming out. Catalyst is going to have to use the Grey Health, and they are going to find SKT Ezreal. He goes down. General Vici on a killing spree. Now the Shiny Bidoof goes low. He has to disengage from the fight. Dank Memes for RP. Watch out, watch out, watch out! He goes down as well. CKG is going to be taken down, and King Shamer with the kill onto that one. That is going to be General Vici picking up the kill onto Seldank Memes for RP. And now GSM cleans up. They're moving for the dragon, and with 4 members dead, it's easy to do it.
While King Shamer is out here, still approaching Chocolate Burger right there, but he's just going to get slowed down by the picks. And this is going to be the third Drake for GSM right here. They're looking to... It looks like they've really evened out the score right here, doing an excellent job. Even though they had lost a lot from King Shamer dying so much, all the kills went to Can't Catch Steve and not onto SKT Ezreal, who CL's just a little bit better than Elise does.
And it was such a slow roll that GSM, how they played that fight. Originally it was just, let's see if General Vici can get that turret. And then after he got it, and Peter Time was still kind of dancing around that dragon, they decided, you know what, we can bring our strong-fed top laner down. He's got his Trinity Force, so let's just bring him down and then start to engage the fight. SKT Ezreal had a great equalizer, but it wasn't enough because he is 1-6. He only has the Leandri's Torment finished. So it meant that GSM could just win that fight outright.
Yeah, and they're looking pretty strong right here. 6k gold lead, and that's with a fasting Senna, means that... and Catalyst still doing an excellent job of farming. He's the second most in the game.
Second most in the game, as well as second most on his team. 169 nice farm for this Tom Kench. Actually, gold check. Yeah, look at that. Senna is basically even with Jinx, and then meanwhile Tom Kench is 2,500 gold ahead of Lulu.
Yeah, and that's generating a lot of just extra bonus gold, seeing that you don't have to have your supports, on working on econ gold. Is that what I would call it? Just a
Yeah, it's support gold,
Yeah. And General Vici just showing a little dominance, using that extra maiden damage as well as the ghouls, and looking to Can't Catch Steve.
And Can't Catch Steve apparently cannot be caught when he has his flash up, so he is going to get away, but we do see that the Elise has started to taper off. He did pick himself up a Morellonomicon just for a little more utility, so he can stop Rito Torchic from healing, so he can stop Shiny Bidoof, General Vici, Catalyst, all of these heals that we have. But now King Shamer is approaching the enemy team. The teleport coming out by Vici. He moves forward. The explosive cask! Beautiful! Finds the Jinx. It's a good pick. And now Rito Torchic, he is stunned. Takes half his health, but King Shamer now chasing. The face breaker catches Steve. Seldank Memes for RP is now the target. He's knocked up. He's stunned. That's the last one. Shiny Bidoof finds himself his 4th kill of the game. Now Rito Torchic moves out of the equalizer. SKT Ezreal picked up by the Haymaker, and that's a 4-0. Chocolate Burger, the only one alive on Peter Time.
Yeah, GSM is doing an excellent job. They're scaling super well, seeing how much of a lead General Vici has. He always wants to probably push a lane, but when he's in a team fight, he does really well as well. So he doesn't necessarily need to just push out a lane. And then the fasting Senna strategy is still doing great because of the fast incentive strategy. We have Catalyst actually having 2 full items, not support items, full tank item, or I guess 1 full tank item.
Technically, the other one's a support item, but it's just a tank item that every support buys now.
Yeah.
So now, Cell Tank memes for RP is going to get eaten up. Catalyst goes very low. I think he's going to go down here. He flashes out. He might be alive. Doesn't get knocked up. King Shamer is on a killing spree. And they barely get themselves out. They play it so close to the chest, but GSM are still going to pick up the inhibitor turret and consequently the inhibitor because they're at a man advantage. Now Shiny Bidoof goes in deep. He has to use the stopwatch. The eat is going to keep him alive, and now King Shamer chasing down, can't catch Steve. He's going to pick him up with the Haymaker. It's revenge for all those times early game. That is going to be SKT Ezreal going down as well. CKG on the run. He gets pulled back. It's a double kill for the set. He had such a bad early game getting ganked on repeat, but it is going to come back, and GSM is going to take their 4th win.
Oh, not before a showstopper right into the fountain, and looks like that will be the end and a win for GSM right there. Excellent job right there. Overall, a lot of people did really excellently. Shiny Bidoof, even though he was not he didn't necessarily did a lot of damage with what he was building, just because he was behind. But that didn't mean he wasn't useful. Those body slams as well as explosive cats were very strong, especially where the one in the mid lane where we saw the explosive cat comes out and catches CKG. Doing, I believe it was a 4-man, or killing 4 people on the team of Peter Time. So very well done by GSM there.
Peter Time, I think, played this game really well, especially in the early game. They picked Elise for the early pressure, and they got a lot of kills. Unfortunately, none of those kills went on to SKT Ezreal, so the Rumble didn't scale nearly as well as he could have, and then become like a teamfight stopping presence there. If they had been able to donate more kills to him, I think this game could have gone a lot differently, and I think GSM would have struggled a lot more to even get ahead in the game, much less end it.
Yeah, definitely so. We see, if you look at the Rumble, he's only at 1.5 items right here, only picking up the Oblivion Orb, and 4k gold down, so that's a whole item that he doesn't have. And if he just got some of those kills, he could have been a very strong monster in this game. But he had to just play more. So if I have a really strong ulti, I have to play around that.
And I think Peter Time really, they played the early game very well, but their big weakness was not donating the right kills to the right people. Instead, they put them all on an Elise who scales off, and then they really didn't have any pick tools after that.
Yeah.
So that is our second game, and now for our third and final game, it is going to hop off your post and caw all over the other team. It's Return of the Middle Sticks, and they are going to be taking on George and Gromp FTR. So don't go anywhere, because we'll be back for our final game of the first half of the season.
See you then.
welcome back, everybody. We just saw GSM taking on Peter Time, and after a very good early game, unfortunately, Peter Time couldn't follow it up, and GSM pulled ahead and ended up ending the game in a pretty clean fashion with that fasting Senna.
Yeah, they just were able to ride out the early game, seeing that the Elise picked up most of the kills, and she just kind of falls off that late game, and then having the fasting Senna as well as the super well farming Tom Kench.
Oh, yeah.
About second most, I think second most farm in
second
the
most
game.
in the game, basically at all points of that game.
Yeah, so so they just managed to scale, get a bunch of free money coming out, and pull out the win at the end.
Yeah, so for our final game of the first round robin, we are moving over to... I'm really surprised that we're not having more Return of the Middle Stick copy pastas, but it's the Return of the Middle Sticks versus Georgian Gromp FTR.
Yeah, and this is a pretty cool match to watch because Return of the Middle Sticks is 4-0 currently, and we see that the Rahujin and Kaylee Kyoko is doing their Draven and Thresh bot lane again. But let me go ahead and start with the introductions. I already said Rahujin and Haley Kyoko, so let me start backwards and say Algu in the mid lane playing LeBlanc, Divine playing Shyvana in the jungle, and Tendi's doing the Irelia top lane.
Alright, I guess I'll follow your lead and start at the bottom. Now we'll be here, Zez and That's Rough Buddy playing Misfortune and Karma in the bot lane. We've got Myth in the mid lane on Malzahar. The jungle is going to be manned by Primega on Evelyn, and our top lane, Bernie on Garen.
Yeah. Pretty interesting picks here. Seeing the Malzahar has that late game utility with the ultimate, but it's gonna see how well he can do in this early game against a LeBlanc.
Yeah, LeBlanc should have the upper hand at about level 3. You know, Malzahar will be very good at pushing, but that's not really something that concerns LeBlanc all that much because you're mostly going to be concerned about roaming and trying to get the rest of your lanes ahead or just picking up kills or securing scuttle crabs and other objectives for your jungler.
But on the other hand, that also puts a little extra pressure on you because of how well Myth can push out these lanes. So if you don't get anything out these roams, then you put yourself even more behind because of how well Malzahar can push out these lanes.
So it is really the skill matchup, but it's a skill matchup for Algu. Myth can just kind of stick in that lane and basically stick in the lane and pretty much win it.
Yeah, and we see here Wahujin and Haley Kyoko back in the bot lane. Two people have played against with each other for a very long time, even before Return to Middle Sticks. And we've seen in past previous weeks they've done an excellent job with getting a huge lead. But we'll see how well Zets and That's Rough Buddy can do. I don't really recognize That's Rough Buddy, but hopefully their synergy can be quite well with each other, played pretty safe.
Yeah, Georgian Gromp FTR, for anyone who was not aware, unfortunately they underwent some serious roster changes, I believe last week. So now they replaced 3 members with Zez, That's Rough Buddy, and Bernie. I believe. Oh, That's Rough Buddy going to get picked. That's Rough Buddy going very low. Woohujin, one more flash auto attack should be able to do it, and that is first blood to the Draven. 2-52 here in the game. Woohujin, is he going to live? Oh, a couple more auto attacks will do it for Zez. One more, and oh, Woohujin goes down. Zez loses his life, but Woohujin goes down, Zez gets the kill, but it looks like Haley Kyoko might be able to find the return. The flash is available, and Haley Kyoko gets it without needing to use it. A 2-for-1.
Yeah, but more importantly, that Draven got the first blood. He's a very strong snowballing champion, and getting a first blood means that he can also get his early adoration stacks to cash in that gold, and he's going to come back with a vampiric scepter, which will definitely help him out in the lane.
He had such low adoration stacks that he only gets like the default 45, I think it is. Now, Myth, ooh, one more tick. Algu with the solo kill. Return of the Middle Stick showing up big already. They are looking to go undefeated here in this first half of the split, and it looks like they're going to make sure that George and Gromp FTR are not going to be the ones that stand between them and the perfect half.
Yeah, and they're overall doing really well, seeing the double kill in the bot lane and then solo kill in the mid lane. As for scaling wise, we do see a Shyvana in the jungle, pretty exciting. which will definitely hurt a lot once the later parts of the game comes around and she has some items.
And that is an AP Shyvana, of course. She's running the Dark Harvest, so it's not the bruisery Conqueror Shyvana that you might see sometimes. AP is really the direction that Riot wanted to take for Shyvana, so this isn't uncommon. It's just sometimes you still see the AD.
Yeah, picking up a dagger probably for some early clears. Maybe just grabbing a Blood Razor and then into for some early clears because how well that Dragon's Bite works, or Twin Bite. So,
on hit is it's the on hit. Like she is an on hit AP, but you are still looking for the you're gonna breathe on him with the empowered dragon form abilities. And now Zez gets knocked aside by the stand aside, but Haley Kyoko does not manage to find a hook onto anyone.
Yeah, we're seeing Myth doing that lane pressure that he's doing, and Tendy's going in for an engage onto Bernie. But nothing coming out of it, either any of these lanes. Interesting enough, we see Algu taking the minion
Minion dematerializer.
Okay, I think the actual keystone is like minion materializer or something like that. It's some pun or whatever. But anyways, we taking that so he can get some of these push out these lanes faster, so he can go for roams a little bit longer.
Yep, and we are going to see him use his second one here. And that's going to be Haley Kyoko finding another pick onto That's Rough Buddy. That's Rough Buddy just goes down. Woohoojin with another kill. They're going to try and find Zez as well. Zez doesn't have any summoners, but Woohoojin doesn't have all that much AD at this point. But another kill goes over to the bot lane of the Middle Sticks.
And more importantly, it's going on to the Draven, so he's going to be able to cash in some of these Adoration stacks, gain that base 25 or 45 gold, wherever it is, and then some extra depending on how many stats he has.
Yes, I'm sorry, I am not well versed in all of Draven's numbers because I just banned Draven in solo queue. There is not a less fun champion to play against in the bot lane for me, because even if I play well, and even if I play well, he's gonna find a kill at some point, and then he just snowballs way harder than I can deal with. I'm a support, by the way.
Yeah, but, and then I'm on the flip side. I like playing Draven because I can't handle standing or kiting around and doing constant DPS. I want to just do big chunks of damage at a time.
Thwonk, 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 yeah.
Yes.
I bet you also like playing Jhin, then?
Yeah, Jhin. And Ezreal for a time whenever he had his Luden's Echo build instead of the Seras. Yes. And then the damage changes for his ultimate was also very nice.
Alright, so meanwhile in the top lane, Bernie and Tendy's taking each other on. Tendy's is farming very well. He's got about a 10 CS lead, and now the ultimate is going to be used, forcing the flash by the Garen.
Yep. Good flash by Garen, knowing that once he's caught into that Vanguard's edge, I believe.
Vanguard's edge, yes.
It's pretty much wrapped for him because it's a constant slowing area, so you can't get out.
Divine is here, and he's a dragon. He's going to steal it away. Zez cannot do the damage to take him out. Neither can Primega, but now the flash forward, Primega is going to get a lot of damage onto him. The Q is not going to get enough by Woohoojin, and now Haley Kyoko is fighting the flash forward by Draven. It is going to be Algu taking the kill. Now they're going to find Myth. Woohoojin with his third kill of the game. Primega on the run. Divine gets one more empowered E off before he goes back into normal form. Woohoojin throws out the Whirling Death, but it is not going to find anyone.
Yeah, and right now they're looking to try to look for a tower dive, sending Haley Kyoko to push in this wave right now, while everyone else is pressuring them on the opposite side.
And Return of the Middle Sticks are so aggressive, and they're so... Whoa. Calm down there, Thresh Prince.
Hey, is Evelyn, she's level 6, she could be anywhere.
True, she could be anywhere, and now I think they know where she is. She's going to be behind, but now That's Rough Buddy moving forward. Primega, one more auto attack, it's going to get him! Haley Kyoko does get the kill, but now That's Rough Buddy on the run. Zez now with no summoner spells left. That's Rough Buddy, one more auto attack, that's going to be Woohoojin with his fourth kill. The Draven is taking over.
He is definitely doing what you said, and he's snowballing this lane very excellently. Dravens generally have to play aggressive in order to grab these leads, seeing his playstyle, he has to play around a little bit of his Atis. He can control the Atis somewhat, but doing an excellent job playing very aggressive to pick up this snowballing lead for him. While on the opposite side, Zess is just picking up Doran's blades in order to try to stay in the lane, but it's not doing that well.
Oh, Myth is here. He has the ult. He is going to use the Nethergrass, but now that is going to be Woohoojin getting away with the lantern. Divine has to run. He is going to get rooted up by That's Rough Buddy, but That's Rough Buddy has no damage to take him down. Now, Myth. Oh, what are you doing? Haley Kyoko going balls deep, and that's going to be Woohoojin on a rampage. One auto attack is all it takes. He's just that strong now. Tendy's taking down Bernie. Can he get him? He does. The solo kill. It's 10-1. Return of the middle sticks cannot be stopped.
And that's the sort of thing you only see duel. We have a little Premega in the top side first, though, before I get into my thought. Picking up the kill with the, I forgot what it was, and
Last Caress.
Last Caress.
It should be the Widowmaker, but okay.
I wasn't sure if it was Last Caress because Senna's is Last Embrace. So,
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, I don't know. But anyways, that Haley Kyoko going into Myth is that sort of like bot lane synergy that you only get from playing with each other so often. That you trust each other enough that like, you have enough damage to one-shot him.
Yeah, that's a bot lane where not only do you know your champion to its fullest extent, you know your duo's champion to its fullest extent. And I mean, like we didn't think. Like, I literally said, Haley Kyoko, what are you doing? And that's when Haley goes back in, and look at that. Turns out the Thresh Prince knows Thresh better than I do. Makes sense. I'm silver.
It's just be like that sometimes, you know. I mean, I just play ranked until I get the ranked reward, and then I don't touch it ever again. Generally, just playing my placements, and then leaving it at that.
So it looks like Bernie has picked up a Bramble Vest in order to try and stop Tendy's, but Tendy's already 1-1-0, has about a 10 CS lead here against the Garen. Bernie, though, is, the Bramble Vest does do a fair amount this early. The lifesteal is really what's the lifesteal and the damage from Blade Surge, but Divine has the ultimate available, but the Whirling Death, it could have gotten him. Oh, that was close. It would have gotten the second tick.
I'm not sure if it actually didn't get the second tick there. It might have just
It just did it so quickly that Woohoojin now picks up his 6th kill. Now they're jumping on to Premega. Can they find it? Divine picks this one up with the breath. And 12-2 is the kill score. It's an 8,000 gold lead already here at 12 minutes.
I just want to point out how well these Draven mechanics are, because you can actually recall your ultimate on the Draven, the Whirling Death, so fast. If you can get the timing just right, you can hit him with both parts immediately, which I believe that is what he did there, but I wasn't exactly looking. So.
Yeah, I don't know how much damage it's supposed to do at level 1, but now Bernie is in trouble. He is not going to quite get disarmed, not going to get stunned either, but Tendy's is going to clear out this wave and push it into the turret. We see the ping from Divine onto the dragon, but he should be able to solo this one. He does just, by the way, that dagger that you talked about earlier, he does just have that in his pocket. Now, Woohoojin is not going to get helped by Haley Kyoko, but the Lantern is going to get him to safety. Premega does not manage to get the kill there with the last caress. Algu low, but Bernie with the flash. Can Tendy's pick him up? He does. That is another dragon onto the side of Divine. Now Premega tries to go forward, but he doesn't have the last caress available. Woohoojin lives, and now That's Rough Buddy gets caught. Divine is going to pick this one up for a double kill. 3-0-4. For the jungler of Return of the Middle Sticks. They're averaging over 1 kill a minute, and is this gonna be another one? No! Divine! Woohoo! Divine goes down, Zez picks it up barely. The jungler of Return of the Middle Sticks goes a little bit too deep.
And Woohoojin barely missing out on the Whirling Death 2 to try to pick up the kill on the Zets. So, well played by Zess right there, picking up the kill onto Divine, who went in just a little too deep, seeing that his team was so far ahead. He believed he was so far ahead.
Yeah, no, buddy, that's just the Draven.
Yeah, 3-1, or being 3-0 does mean that you have a pretty decent lead, but tower diving in ADC while all your damage is on one ability is going to be a little tough.
Oh, that is the Nether Grasp here. Primega is going to get the suppression, and Algu is going to go down. The shutdown goes over to the Evelyn for her second kill of the game.
Yeah, pretty unfortunate that he was caught by the Malzahar's it's not Malefic Visions.
Nether Grasp.
Nether Grasp, my bad. Yeah, so pretty well played by Myth there, and then picked up by Primega there. So maybe we see a little more of these Nether Grasp hits in order to lock down CC, but I'd imagine the Draven is going to be looking for that QSS sometime before the mid-game rolls out.
Having to pay the Malzahar tax. It's a truism. If there's a Skarner, if there's a Malzahar, if there's a Mordecai. So you gotta pay the tax, and now Tendies may have overextended because Primega's here, but Tendies is actually gonna flash into the turret. Oh, he's gonna get the stun, and I think he's going to try and get killed. Oh, will he try and find Primega? But no, Bernie, with the kill using the Demacian Justice, is going to just smite him down.
Yeah, now that it is a flat-out execution, no scaling on it anymore, but it just, the lower you are until a certain point, you just get executed.
Yeah, Garen doesn't subscribe to the idea of the bigger they are, the harder they fall. To him, it just, if you're low, you die. That's how you do it.
And that's pretty much true for anyone at a certain threshold. So, if you are a Garen player, I'd imagine you just get really used to what the health bar would look like for the ratio for exactly.
It also
what it
has
is.
the execute indicator.
Does it?
Yeah, the quality of life changes to Garen.
Okay. I haven't played Garen in quite a bit, and I was thinking, it's like, they should really add an execution indicator, just like Pyke and Urgot has one, and so does Cho'Gath.
Urgot and Cho'Gath, and everyone else has a targeted execute. Algu does force the flash by That's Rough Buddy, and now another turret is going to go over to the side of Return of the Middle Sticks. It looks like Zez is down. Wu Hujin is dominating, and now Divine and Tendies taking on Bernie in the top lane. And Tendies...
It's going to feel the burn.
Feel the burn. The Ignite picks up the kill onto Tendies.
Unfortunate for them, but I believe that the rest of the team is still going to be quite a bit ahead, that they'll be just fine even if they give off a few kills, especially with how well played that Healy, Kyoko, and Wu Hujin are playing right now.
Divine is here as well, and it's 4 versus 3 here in the mid lane. As Return of the Middle Sticks continues to push in, they're looking to crack open the inhibitor turret at 17 minutes. Myth does, in fact, have the Nether Grasp, but Zez is out of position again. Wu Hujin is godlike, picking up another kill. He gets pulled back by Haley Kyoko. Now Primega might be in trouble as well. He goes over the wall, but that is going to be Divine picking up the kill. Algu snaps back to reality, and there goes the inhibitor.
And now we have Bernie back into mid lane too, trying to see if he can defend his base, but he's seeing that it's only Myth and himself. It's going to be a little difficult, but Nethergrass coming out, and Karma picking up that kill. A little unfortunate seeing that it was a huge bounty shutdown that could have gone onto Myth, where he would do a little more damage, or onto Bernie, where he would be just that much more tanky. But going onto the support means that you'll get some bigger shields and heals.
I suppose, yeah. Now, Algu is going to catch Bernie. He's at about half health now. And another turret goes down because Irelia is pushing. Haley Kyoko now into the middle of the fight being Bernie. Zez is going to use the bullet time, but Return of the Middle Sticks disengages. The dragon comes up. It's a Cloud Rift. And that is something that I think Shyvana would like very much.
Especially with how well she can take down dragons. It does look pretty good, but the last caress couldn't pick her up. And just want to point out, Draven paid his taxes now. He has the QSS for the next time Nethergrass is up.
We've got no Jeff Bezoses here in this rift. No ridiculously fed men who are not paying their tax. That's Rough Buddy going to go down again. Haley Kyoko throws out the lantern, and Primega goes down for a double kill. Wu Hujin with yet another, and that is his 10th of the game. 21 kills for Return of the Middle Sticks in 18 minutes.
Yeah, it's looking very good on the side of Return of the Middle Sticks right now. Let's see how much of a goal difference there is.
Oh, I can't bear to look. Okay,
All right,
I couldn't bear to look. Oh, jeez.
Okay, so we have overall it's about 10k gold lead maybe around 11, and we have about half of that onto Woohoojin. And then a little gold discrepancies where the top lane where it's a little better farming, and then jungle where it's a little better roaming around for kills. So,
But Woohoojin has double Zez's gold. That's what happens when Draven gets ahead. This is why I ban him.
nah, man, if you just deny him every single kill,
No, why didn't I think of that? If I just kill him a bunch and don't let him ever get a kill.
it's the obvious solution.
Obvious solution
The
here.
details will follow. But, if you don't let him get ahead, he won't get ahead.
It looks like the first turret of the game might go down, but no, Myth is going to have to back off because Algu is here. And Algu, despite... actually, Algu has also picked up a QSS, so he's paid the tax as well. Now, Myth is going to get burned down by Divine. And, oh, that is going to be Primega getting the kill there, but not before Algu picks up Myth as well. Woohoojin now trying to solo a turret in the bot lane as Haley Kyoko looking for picks. Algu's here. He's going to try and find something. But there isn't that much to be had here in the mid lane. Now, Tendies is going to find the stun on to That's Rough Buddy, and that is rough, buddy. Tendies with his 3rd kill of the game, and That's Rough down for his 7th time in 20 minutes.
Woohoojin, strong enough to just solo lane, seeing that he has the BT, having the Infinity Edge means that he's going to be healing so much of this damage. And
Wow.
already paying his stats. He's doing an excellent job. Ooh,
Wow,
the
that was
spike coming out.
Yeah, that was a huge amount of damage. Now, Woohoojin going to go on to Primega. Primega has to use the ultimate to get back away. That is going to be Haley Kyoko picking it up, and with the Rampage. Algu, on the other hand, snaps back. Myth going to find him. Haley Kyoko can't get the Lantern out fast enough. Now, Woohoojin going to take down the 2nd inhibitor turret of the game. And he better watch out, because now That's Rough Buddy is here. He moves forward to try and get onto Malzahar, but I don't think... Oh, no, he can do it. He can do it. He's going to run onto him further. He's going to get the kill. He's on a killing spree. Can he find That's Rough Buddy? No. Bernie gets the kill. Now, Haley Kyoko flays him away. Divine is here. Bernie is spinning to win. Divine jumps back to Haley Kyoko, and Bernie is running him down. He has the flash available, but so does Divine. Bernie is going to jump onto Divine, but not before he gets on top of the Lantern.
Yeah, and we do now see that Divine has the ultimate ready, so he's ready to dive right in and see if he can pick up a kill with all that damage he can provide with AP, but not having paid his taxes, it would be a little difficult for him to jump onto Myth.
Haley Kyoko trying to take down the Scuttle Crab is going to succeed. Now Primega going to jump onto that Thresh. Tendies jumps onto Primega. Divine takes the kill here. Now Bernie is slowed. Can Divine get him? Well, he can't slow him, so no.
And there he goes. So they're just going to back on off. They see that Algu's in the mid lane, though, switching targets.
Oh, Algu, he might go down to the Demacian Justice. He is burning down. The Ignite was not available, so Algu lives just barely.
Yeah, and seeing that we still have a minute and a half until the potentially last Drake of the game, last Elemental Drake of the game. We are just going to be seeing them farming, and Woohoojin in turn tatsing his jungler.
Scumbag ADC. He's got 179 CS and 11 kills.
But yeah, I mean, he's not full build, so.
Oh, you're right. He's not
Yeah.
full build. He needs to finish that. He needs to finish that QSS into a Mercurial Scimitar.
And then potentially whatever he wants for that last item, maybe a great item for Zeal.
Maybe a Guardian Angel. Who knows?
Yeah. Or maybe a little bit of armor pen, so he can do just a little bit extra to Bernie right here.
Yeah, Bernie does have the Ninja Tabis and the Bramble Vest. So, oh, that's going to be Divine jumping into the middle of the fight, and Bernie spins, does about half his health. And now Woohoojin moving forward. He is paid his taxes, and he is going to get out immediately. Divine takes down Myth, and now Primega does not find a kill with anything. Now Tendies takes down That's Rough Buddy. Divine picks up Bernie as well. It is a 3-for-1. Now Haley Kyoko is running down Zez, who took down his mid laner, and he will have his revenge. Tendies chasing down Primega, waiting in the wings, doesn't have the last caress. Woohoojin, though, is here. Can Primega try and find Divine? He does jump on, but that's just a 2-shot there. Bop, bop, Divine and Woohoojin are going to end off this game in 24 minutes and 31 kills, but not before Haley Kyoko. Oh, that's so nice. They're finishing the game after the support gets the solo kill.
Yeah, you worked so hard for that. Earns the perfect game, getting ending up with 24 kill participation. 5 of them were kills.
Yeah, 5 were kills on the support.
Yeah, so, very nice ending off the game. I do want to point out that Woohoojin has a 23 kill participation. Haley Kyoko has 24. And the last one was
The last one
kill.
was a solo kill, so he
Yeah.
barely beat out Woohoojin.
Well played by Return to Moses. They're still dominating really well with Woohoojin and Haley Kyoko in the bot lane. Algu doing pretty decently in the mid lane, and Tendy's still performing pretty well. Not giving off any kills to feed to make other lanes strong because they know how strong Woohoojin and Haley Kyoko's duo is. And then Divine having some fun playing the AP Shyvana, always a nice one to see.
So, I think that means that we know who's in the first spot of both of our Shadow Isles conference rankings. So, let me pull those up so that we are not mixed up on anything. So, here we go. So, I think Return to the Middle Sticks, definitely at that top spot.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Haley Kyoko plus Woohoojin, they just work so well with each other. We saw how much trust they have in each other. Haley Kyoko going back in for potentially a death sentence for herself, but Woohoojin knowing that he's going in, so he'll return that kill and make sure that they both come out alive and for the better.
Yeah, I think it's just that level of coordination that we're seeing that I think the only other team that might have that potential level of coordination is GSM Diamond, where Vici and Bidoof, Torchic, and then Catalyst have all been playing together for a long time. But I think just Return to the Middle Sticks has it slightly on another level, specifically between those two bot laners.
Yeah, having it just between your two bot laners and then every other lane just they can play decently well, and especially because Return to Middle Sticks play such a snowballing composition. Well, Gecko Slammer's Armageddon, they generally do scaling comps. So if they're looking to go for that late game, but Return to Middle Sticks does an excellent job with their early game to push it to make it so that it doesn't reach the late game for the enemy team.
So that's our 1-2. And of course, you saying like GSM Diamond usually goes for the scaling comps, and Return to the Middle Sticks pushes that snowball. It reminds me of the Kabi quote from the TSM Kabi in an interview. They were asked about their draft strategy and whether it's better to just wait for late game or to push like an early game comp that can snowball. And he said, you can go for you can go for a scaling game, but I think anyone who just says, don't worry guys, we scale late, is a bad player.
Yeah, what really defines as a good player is how well they can play that early game. Because if you can play early game to a point where it's really good, and not to say that late game comps they're generally a bad thing either, because to play late game comps well, you have to play, not give up any kills or even find advantages for yourself. So that's how you play good as a good player for these late game comps, but playing as a really good player for these early game comps can really show how strong you are, especially when you're going against these late game comps, showing really a good display of skill between if they can play this early game really well.
Really, you're on a timer, and it takes that level of confidence that you can push yourself in front. So, Return to the Middle Sticks, GSM. Number 3, I think Dog with Hat Gang is pretty solidly in third place, not only in the standings, but also just in the way that they've been playing. They're just solidly third. There's really, they have good things about them, but they can't, they can convincingly win games, but they're not dominating games the way that GSM and Return to the Middle Sticks can.
Yeah, we saw how Dog with Hat Gang played against Purple and Black, and they did it very excellently there. We saw what their potential could be, but I think they still have a little bit of core things they need to work on together as a team. Just working on that synergy they have.
All right, so now it is the challenging part, and this is where we might diverge a little bit. We've got 4, 5, and 6. It is George and Grump FTR, Peter Time, and Perp and Black. So George and Grump and Peter Time have the 1 win each against Perp and Black, but since they're both 1-4 teams, that is because they double forfeited when they had to play each other. So what's your take?
I would say, well, since Georgian Grob had such a dramatic change in what they could in their comp, I would say they would probably be around my 5 spot until I saw that game. How well Bernie was actually playing really well. I personally think that Bernie was doing an excellent job against the Aurelia pick in the top lane. We saw Aurelia going for a lot of early damage, but Bernie was doing an excellent job of keeping himself alive and staying pretty even, and even picking up a few kills here and there, and still managing finding a way to kill Wahujin in the later parts of the game too. So I think they have pretty solid players. They just need to play together with a little bit. I don't believe Zez and that's Rough Buddy played enough in order to really get a good enough synergy to play against such a strong Haley Hyoko and Wahujin combo. But I believe they still have a lot of potential there, sitting there. And then Myth picking, I believe Myth did an excellent job picking out what he needed for the team rather than what he would be comfortable playing with.
I would be inclined to agree, yes. I think George and Gromp FTR, right now, they are very much a solo queue team. I mean, they basically are. Like, their bot laners don't know each other. Their top laner pretty much looks autofilled. And I think what they need to do for, like, next week and the week after that, honestly, I think they just need to play solo queue comps. Play, like, a strong early jungler, something like Rek'Sai or like Olaf or something that can control the objectives. And then after that, try and like get a couple of snowbally lanes on comfort picks that these players are familiar with.
Yeah.
I think if they do that, they're definitely 5. I think Peter Time edges them out a little bit, just based on merit of knowing each other, playing together for longer, and then depending on if George and Grump can do that, they and Purple and Black, I think they can go either way.
Yeah, definitely so. And then we have Permanent Black. They had a pretty rough starting with their standings, but I think that's because just overall they don't really seem to mesh exactly that well together as a team. They had good ideas. Like I believe that was the Jinx and Lulu game.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good idea. He had a strong carry in the bot lane. A hyper carry Jinx is really good, but they just didn't execute it in a way where they could push their leads. They had a really strong early game with they knew what they wanted to go for, but they didn't know how to execute that into turret objectives or dragon objectives or into the late game comp that you need. So,
and Purple and Black is the Kansas State University B team, so I think something that that collegiate teams that come into GRLCS generally struggle with is they play coordinated, but sometimes the individual skill or the deeper knowledge needed to pull off some of these things isn't necessarily there. So you could pull off a Jinx Lulu if you're, say, Rito Torchic and Catalyst, or Rito Torchic and his former support Himana. That's something that they practiced a lot. It's something that they're very comfortable with. But I think that right now, Perp and Black really needs to figure out how to play easier to execute comps, rather than something that, Lulu's not necessarily good right now. So you need to be able to play her before you can play the comp.
Yeah, definitely so. But that's going to be for our power rankings for the Shadow Owls Week 5 of the GRLCS and those 3 games as well. So also very nice game, or pretty interesting games, especially with the closing off with Return to Most. It's always fun. Seeing that duo is not always nice to see. And yeah.
That'll be it for us for this evening. So thank you everybody for watching. Tomorrow we'll be back, not the two of us, but the stream will be back with Blessed Isles on the other side of the bracket, and you'll get to see Mark Hames and whoever he ends up casting with their power rankings for Group B, the Shadow Isles, Blessed Isles. So go somewhere, because we don't want you sitting here for another 22 hours. But thank you for watching, everybody, and have a great night.
Bye-bye.
All right, so let's